This video was supposed to come out much earlier than this, but filming was postponed due to the events that happened last Saturday night in London. I will not get into details about what has happened because I do not want to gain any views or audience from these horrific events. This is a terror attack and people are dying and suffering. Families are suffering because of these horrific events. All I will say is we will not give up and we will not give in to this terror. All of my thoughts and condolences go to those who have suffered in the attacks in London and Manchester, their families and their friends. Please stay strong and stay safe. Hey guys, I'm Diana, this is Bentley, and Russia keeps on surprising us. A little harmless 10-year-old boy was brutally arrested and dragged by police officers in the center of Moscow. Once again, this is meanwhile in Russia. On the 26th of May 2017, a video was taken in the center of Moscow. That video went viral. The video showed two police officers dragging a screaming little boy into their car, while the woman who was filming is trying to stop them and is asking, why the fuck are they doing that? Basically, just watch the video. Not even Bentley wants to watch it.
Вы, пожалуйста, представьте, что вы делаете.
Уйди.
Я сказала нет. Вы что делаете, блядь?
Бери руки, сейчас я тебя побью.
Ребенка отпустите, я сказала. Я не...
Да отойди.
Нет. Нет. Вы что делаете? Вы вообще с ума сходите? Что это беспредел полицейский?
Руки ты распускаешь свои,
Что это за беспредел? Что делаете, блядь?
Honestly, when I first saw that video, I was horrified because that poor little boy is being dragged by his coat and by his clothes. He's screaming at the top of his lungs, and the police officers are doing nothing to even try to calm him down. Honestly, the poor little boy. So what exactly did the boy do to make the police react this way? Maybe he's a little criminal, maybe he stole from somebody, maybe he was behaving antisocially, maybe he was basically causing chaos. Well, here is your truth. The boy got arrested for, wait for it, reading a monologue from Hamlet.
Этого кровного чувства снят, а тот, кто снет унижение века, и правду утратить вельмож, доносчивость, тринутая чувством, и скорый суд более всего.
Yes, you've heard me correctly. He was reading Shakespeare on the streets, and that's why he was arrested. Now, let me explain the situation. The police presumably took the child in for begging. And begging is illegal in Russia, mainly because there's a lot of gangs out there who put innocent little kids on the streets to make them money. Now, I am not saying that every single man and woman and child on the streets that you see begging in Russia are part of a mob that collects money. I am just saying that this problem exists and this problem has to be tackled. Therefore, this law exists. Now, the thing is, public performances, unlike begging, is not illegal in Russia. You are allowed to perform on the streets, and you are allowed to show your talent, and you are allowed to receive so-called donations. Now, this boy was begging, if you can call it that, in the center of Moscow in a place called Arbat. I'm sorry, my Russian viewers, I personally have never been to Moscow, so I don't know where that place is. I just relied on Google Maps to show me. I hope that's the correct location. And if you Google on Russian performances on the Arbat, you will find so many videos that people took of street performers performing there on the Arbat. For example, here are some awesome breakdancers. And here are some awesome musicians. Here's a very talented girl singing and playing guitar. And here are a couple of guys performing a song by my favorite Russian musician. And here is that actual musician who gave a whole performance there. It would be stupid to ban street performers and artists from the streets. You can't ban art, and people should be allowed to express themselves as long as it's decent. Those people are entertainers, not beggars. And entertainers make money working hard on their talents and showing it and entertaining people. So I don't see what's the problem here. Many celebrities started out as street performers, including Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran. Not a fan of him. He's a good guy, but not a fan of him. To be honest, some street performers do get arrested and detained in Russia, but not because they're performing, but because they gather up a large crowd around them, which is apparently illegal without having a permission ahead to gather a large crowd. This issue is probably political. This is why I won't be getting into this. We will just get back to the little boy. If you look at this photo from the crime scene, you will see that this boy was not surrounded by anybody apart from the police officers. There is a huge difference between begging and reading a monologue from a famous play. This is begging. I'm sorry, sir. Could I please have some change? Ma'am, change, please? Some change? Sir, I'm sorry, could I please have some change? Ma'am, I'm so sorry to bother you. Could I please have some change? I'm so hungry. Could I please have some change? I'm so sorry, sir. Could I please have some change? Please?
Please, sir, I want some more.
What this boy was doing isn't begging, it's performing. So, of course, our favorite Russian TV show, Пусть говорят, has decided to cover that story. And I won't be showing you any clips from the show because I don't want another copyright claim. Yeah. So I will just sum it up for you. So the woman who was filming and screaming and being pushed around by the police is the boy's stepmother. And at the time of the boy being arrested, she did not inform the police officers that she is indeed the stepmother. And that is because legally, she is not even related to the boy. The boy has a biological mother whom he lives with most of the week. Therefore, the stepmother isn't even counted as his legal guardian, even if the police officers would have listened to her and realized that she is the stepmother. They would have still taken the child either way. The police officers explained that they took a boy away because the boy informed them that he was there all by himself. So they assumed that the boy was put there on the street to beg and get money. However, the boy clearly was just completely terrified of the police officers. Either way, is this really an appropriate way to treat a child, even if it's a child criminal? Like, are you trying to make sure that the child stays a criminal by treating him this way? The female officer is the one responsible for dealing with children. However, on the video you can see that she does nothing at all to stop her colleagues from grabbing the boy and nothing at all to calm down the little boy so he won't be stressing out and screaming at the top of his lungs. Instead, she just yells back at the stepmother. And I understand the stepmother's reaction completely. Yes, she was yelling, yes, she was swearing, but so would any other normal mother. My mother would behave the exactly same way. I am telling you. I assure you that she will. I know my mom well enough. And honestly, I would have behaved in the same way if something like this was happening to my siblings. Thankfully, I don't have children. What else could you do when your child, your innocent little child, is being dragged away? Your child is screaming at the top of his lungs and nobody will stop them. There is nothing else you can do apart from scream and yell and try to get people's attention. And you know, everywhere I visit, there are always street performers in every major city and almost every single European country that I have visited. There are street performers out there, and nobody ever gets arrested because it is normal to have street performers. We have special locations in the tube stations in London for people to perform. However, you do need to audition and register to be performing in the tube stations, but nobody will stop you from performing on the streets in London, I assure you of that. So what can I say about the situation in total? Even though the police officers are not convicting anybody and they have issued an apology, a public apology to the family, the boy is still traumatized and there's nothing you can't do about it because it's done. The child is probably gonna be hating the police for the rest of his life, and I completely understand him. And the child psychologist on the TV show clarified it. She talked to the boy and she said, yes, that boy has encountered psychological damage. But on the other hand, the child's stepmother shouldn't have allowed him to perform on the streets in Moscow, knowing that this could be classified as begging or whatever. Even though the boy loved to do that, the boy loves the attention. I mean, where have you ever seen a 10-year-old boy reading Hamlet by heart? Honestly, all the boy wanted was to be known, attention. He likes to be listened to. He likes when people pay attention to him and look at him and see what kind of a talent that he has. To sum things up, I think the police officers should be ashamed of what they have done to the poor child. This is not a way to treat anybody. But hey, it's Russia. We can't really expect everybody in there to have morals. Links to all of the clips in this video are in the description below. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Do you think the police were right? Do you think that the child was right? Who do you think is right in this situation? Please let me know. Comment below, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, give me a thumbs down if you don't like this video. You know how this works, you're smart, otherwise you would not be watching me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!